E-Pace. I feel so short.
So one thing you'll be surprised with this car is the amount of space that's actually available.
Yeah, to come think of it, it's quite spacious.
And you can drop the seats nice and low as well, so you can sit in the car. So you see the grab handles, got the F-type lever, F-type steering wheel, F-type clocks, very similar center console. So it takes a lot of influence from the F-type.
Okay, the seat going there. Nice and low. Going for the full Chris Harris effect. Steering. Okay, here we go. So Jaguar E-Pace. So we'll just tune to you again. Just tell us a bit about it.
Right, so this is the 4-cylinder 2-litre turbocharged motor, single turbo,
Okay.
pushing out 250 horsepower.
Okay.
4-cylinder, obviously going to be a much smaller car. It's not going to have the power that that's going to have. But just to put it into perspective, it's got more power than a Golf 7 GTI.
Yeah.
But it is heavier. So it's not going to be as fast. Not to say it's slow. All-wheel drive system as well, but a different all-wheel drive system to F-Pace.
Okay.
So this will be the same as your Golf R, your S3, your... what else? A lot of your all-wheel drive
So
hatches.
predominantly front-wheel drive, then from time to time switches to
So having a Haldex clutch on the rear, it'll be able to pick up slip on the front and then transfer power to
Okay, so you have a Haldex center differential that
the rear.
on the rear. Okay, so no central, just straight to the rear.
So your gearbox will sit here, majority power will go to the front, disengage the center coupler, and then it will engage onto the
Okay. So you have a gearbox with two half shafts going on. Okay.
100%.
That's nice.
Okay, so again, I'll leave it in normal mode to start off with, just to get a feel for the car. Now, being F-type inspired, so put your finger brake for me. Let's put it into sport.
Oh.
You have your shift levers, and you can use the gearbox like a sequential box to change gear if you want.
Yeah.
Okay, but just to start off, we'll just leave it in drive.
Okay.
Okay, there we go.
Okay. This time we don't have anyone creeping up behind us.
So this is actually quite a well-spec'd.
So it's have quite a good ball strength to them.
You can adjust it as well, so you can feel on the side, you can bolster, you can set your lumbar support, you can set your height on the front of the seat alone, you can extend the front of the seat if you want.
Wow.
So it's called a nine-way seat adjustment feature.
And we have heads-up display. Sweet! That's nice.
So like I said, this one is rather well spec'd.
Yeah.
It really is nice.
The leather on the dash and all that.
So the extended leather, it is on the higher spec vehicles as well. But you know the story about our leather.
No?
So Jaguar Land Rover doesn't outsource the leather.
Oh.
We have our own farms where we breed our own cows, feed our cows the best quality grass, so we can get the best quality leather for our cars.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Reason why you should subscribe to the channel. You don't get such information anywhere else. Only here. Wow, so you have your own.
I don't know where the farm is, but I do know that they've got their own farms to breed their own.
So it's a top secret farm.
I don't know if it's top secret. I just want to know where I get Jaguar beef from.
Wow, so if you have an end of year party, you just get your beef straight from all your steak and everything. I wonder if the CEO's milk comes from there.
Okay, so you'll feel immediately that this car is a little bit more rigid. You can feel more bumps in the road.
Well, let me just climb over some bumps. Yeah.
So, yes, this has got the big wheels, it's got the R-Dynamic pack on, so it has got the sportier look. But the F-Pace is a little bit softer when it comes to ride quality than the E-Pace. But the E-Pace is a dynamic driven car as well.
Okay.
So we are in normal drive mode. Okay, so the suspension is on its softer setting. Feel the steering on its lighter setting. Have a look how earlier it changes gear. So it tries to fuel save and look after the fuel consumption as much as it can as well.
This one, 8-speed ZF gearbox.
9-speed in this.
This 9?
Yeah, so this shares the same platform as Evoque and Discovery Sport.
Okay.
And they came with a 9-speed gearbox rather than the 8-speed in our bigger engines, our 3-litre
Is the 9-speed gearbox the latest iteration of the ZF gearbox?
So it's not that it's a later option. It changes the gear ratios to give you a lot shorter gearbox. So in normal drive mode, you'll be pulling off in second gear.
Whoa!
So when we put it into manual, you'll see how much shorter the gearbox actually is. But it's so you sit in the torque bandwidth for a longer period.
So that means it's always
Exactly. But then when you're cruising, it's got more selected gears to find the optimum torque point. settings.
Okay.
When you're cruising on the highway in 9th gear at 120 k's an hour, you're below 2,000 RPM. So you're sipping on fuel when you're cruising on the highway.
That's nice. I mean, it's a Sunday, we're just going for a normal Sunday cruise. This car does it very well.
So I'm going to put you into dynamic mode, so you'll notice that there's a toggle for the
Okay.
dynamic mode now, like F-Type.
Okay.
It's no longer a button.
Okay.
Okay, shift it into sport mode, and immediately there.
Here we
feel the
go! Not as neck snapping as the F-Pace, but it goes.
I feel the exact same section, feel how bumpy it is.
Yeah.
So suspension is a little bit harder, steering is a little bit heavier. Because it's turbocharged, you will get the lag.
Okay, yeah. Okay, the other one is supercharged, so
Correct.
instant response. Okay,
It's
yeah.
a nice
true,
linear
true.
graph.
So yeah, that's very true. Yeah, it's
So-
very bumpy. It's tilting my camera. Very
So-
rigid in here.
So that's the whole thing. It's not gonna. It'll never carry the speed that the F-Pace always does. But the big thing is it gives you the dynamic feel on a smaller car.
Okay, I can work with that. Yeah, Touareg Baba, you take the lead. I have the heads-up display. It's not bad. It's intuitive. I can see where my red line is and where my current RPM is. I see the current gear and my current speed, and I think basically that's all the information you need if you are really going for it. You don't need your fuel and temperatures and stuff.
So you can also adjust your heads-up display position.
Okay.
So I sit low in the seat like you do as well, steering wheel nice and high towards my chest. And normally what happens is the top of the steering wheel blocks off your heads-up display. So what you
Okay.
can do is adjust your heads-up display so you have a better visibility of it and the brightness of it as well.
Okay. That's very bright.
Okay, let's turn right here.
Going down the gears, third, second, first, 13.
So
10.
when we turn right here, leave it in first gear and see how short first gear actually is. So we'll be in third, maybe even fourth gear by the time we get to 100 k's an hour.
Wow.
Whereas F-Pace you're doing about 90 k's an hour a second. But like I said, with the smaller motor, we want to sit in that torque, that peak torque.
Because you also have a table, you don't want to drop into the lag. Okay, it all makes
So
sense.
it does have a bit of lag, as I say, being a turbocharged car.
Okay, time to go. Okay, I already feel like I should switch to second.
Exactly.
Okay, okay.
So you hear that exhaust note.
Yeah.
It does amplify the exhaust sound through the speakers as well in dynamic mode.
Oh, okay.
Just to give you more of the feel. So same as C63, same as 845, same as M3, same as 135, is that it amplifies the sound through. Not to say you can't hear it from the outside, but the problem is you can never hear it from the inside if you've got the NVH levels at this stage.
So it's so good at preventing noise from coming in that you have to duct some of the sound through the speakers.
So I'll put it into normal mode again. Still
Okay.
in sport mode on the gearbox. I still want you to change gear and you'll still hear it, but not as aggressive as what you just heard.
Okay.
That's a very impressive car. So I'll take you through some of the smaller, finer details on the E-Pace
Okay.
that made it quite unique to me. Because this one's also got the suede interior.
Ah,
If not, why not?
okay. It's not as loud as before.
So it'll still have the noise.
Yeah, but it's not as
Prominent.
yeah. It's not as greasy as
But feel the suspension, feel the steering wheel.
yeah. Still
Okay, so this one's also got dynamic ice. We'll put it back in dynamic ice. Now, same setup as the F-Pace. You can set everything that you want. It's got all of that. It's got ASI suite as well, and on the ASI suite, what you will see is distribution to the front.
okay.
So blue being front, yellow being rear. So accelerate. There we go. 25% on the rear, 30% on the. So it'll slowly start introducing more power onto the
Because
rear.
there's a torque converter, it loads the system up, slide slowly, beautifully. Okay, it's not.
Loads it from the gearbox. Yes.
Okay.
So your rear wheels it won't preload the rear. It will always transfer onto the rear. But see the difference already between F and E.
Where the F is straight from the rear to the front, is from the front to the rear.
So to prove the dynamic feel of the F and E base, F-Pace, we've actually got what we call an ice road. You'll see it when you come to South Africa.
Okay.
It's a big slippery surface that simulates you driving on ice, and we drift the F-Pace.
Nice.
We do donuts, we do proper sectional drifting.
So basically you have Lapland in Iceland.
Yeah, we replicate that, yes.
Okay.
But also it helps to preserve tyres, and so we don't have to get the car to excessive speeds to get it to go sideways. And it makes a hell of a good noise. Pulls the crowd, especially with that V6. So we do skid pan training and stuff in these cars as well. We've proved that you can drift in a car like this. Whereas all-wheel drive is known for not being able to drift. So it's still a fun car to drive. It really is.
I think the major breakthrough in the automotive industry, I think from maybe 2010 onwards, was what word would I use? The proof that all-wheel drive isn't boring.
Yeah,
because previously it was always, if you want a good car, if you want to really enjoy driving, get rear-wheel drive. Then the GTR came along, and it was that good. I mean, for the 0 to 60 times and all that, the Germans picked it up, tried tweaking, and the Brits also picked it up, tried tweaking, and realized that no, you can make all-wheel drive dynamic and fun.
you can. And I mean, you have a look at the big SUVs. I mean, our Range Rover Sport SUV is all-wheel drive. Most of the events that we take it on, we call it the bully, because it gives the small rear-wheel drive cars a hell of a hard time. But it's a different way of driving. So I mean, you've driven front-wheel drive to rear-wheel drive to all-wheel drive.
Yeah.
It's a different dynamic feel.
Yeah.
So front-wheel drive, you can throw wherever you want. As long as you're on the gas, you'll always pull your nose straight. Rear-wheel drive wants to kill you. So the all-wheel drive's got the benefit of both. You'll in some instances drive it like a front-wheel drive car, but in some instances you'll drive it like a rear-wheel drive car. So certain tracks, certain corners, certain conditions, but it's just a lot more forgiving. So what's quite interesting is our SVR, F-Type. We went from a rear-wheel drive F-Type, introduced a V6S, which had 364 kilowatts. We introduced the V8R, Coupe R, which was 405 kilowatts. And when we introduced the SVR, which was 423 kilowatts, it came in all-wheel drive only.
Yeah, that's the one that tops out at 200 miles, right?
Yes, that's our biggest
the fastest
F-Type that we've got.
Yeah, the fastest production Jag currently.
So not anymore.
The CX-75.
So we had, CX-75 was never a production
Okay,
car.
it was a
It's their big
production car. So
concept,
concept.
I'm going to take it up here. So Jaguar currently holds a lap record around the Nürburgring for a 4-seater saloon car called the Project 8, which was the same V8, 5-litre supercharged in our SVR, but it pushed out 441 kilowatts.
I don't think you guys are going to let go of that V8 anytime soon.
Well, there is...
The emissions are trying to kill it off.
So we are. Unofficially from Jaguar Land Rover, there's been a lot of rumours, but our V6 has been dropped, the one that you currently drove, and we're introducing it with what we call the P300, which is it's a 2-litre 4-cylinder with 300 horsepower, and that's available in this car as well.
Oh, okay.
But there will be future things coming. We're looking at a straight 6 motor, twin turbo.
Okay, I can work with a straight 6 because it sounds lovely.
Wait till you hear this one. So yes, unfortunately with emissions and regulations, there is going to be a big...
I mean, even Porsche now turbocharges the whole 911 range. BMW.
The brand that said we'll never turbocharge an M-powered car. And all of them are now turbocharged. So I understand where the world's going.
I mean,
to go there.
I'm an engineer, I studied engineering, and I these things, when it happens, initially my purist side begins to go like, oh no, why? But then I understand, you know, we have to save the environment. If we don't, we wouldn't be able to drive these cars.
So. But in saying that, with the turbo technology now, I mean, if you this has got lag, and it always will have lag. But you compare the turbo lag to this to something 10 years ago. The reliability of a turbo, fuel consumption of a turbo, the power of a turbo. I mean, this is our entry-level petrol motor at 250 horsepower on an E-Pace. So yeah, there's a lot of space to still play with. Electric's coming, hybrids coming. So there's a lot that still has to happen. So let me take you through some of the other things in this car. Have a look on the center console here.
Okay.
See the little leopard prints.
Oh.
Okay, so the Jaguar prints. Let's have a look on the center console here. Little Jaguar prints. Okay. What's nice about this car, you've got a tray to cover up. Okay, so when we demonstrate cars, we have the tray covering the cup holders.
Okay.
And if you want to utilize the space,
you
can fit bottles under there. Right? Now, Have a look on the front left of the windscreen, just behind your head-up display. You'll see a mommy and baby Jaguar to represent that this is the cub of the brand. So this is the baby version of the F-Pace.
Okay, so basically the E-Pace following the F-Pace?
Correct, and that's exactly it. So don't be surprised if we get a J-Pace or from the XJ series or whatever the case may be, but we are looking...
Did you just tell me? I think you just told me that you guys will do a J-Pace. No, because you have the BMW, the BMW has the X7,
yes,
then,
now, yes.
and we now have the Rolls-Royce Cullinan, and you know,
Q8.
Q8 and all that, and the Urus and all.
We've got the platforms to do it. If you have a look, we've got E-Pace, which is Evoque Discovery Sport, F-Pace, which is Velar. We've still got Range Rover and Range Rover Sport. So don't be surprised if we're going to build off of those platforms, and vice versa, share the tech between the two.
I mean, yeah, that's what VW did with the MQB shared
platform was shared with even Audi.
Yeah, so I mean, it makes sense. It cuts down research and development.
We've got I-Pace coming as well.
I think you guys have a racing series for the I-Pace.
Yeah, we've been testing it in South Africa. We're actually doing the launch early next year. So first quarter next year, end of March, we'll be launching the I-Pace in South Africa. And I mean, electric's the way to go. So I'm fortunate enough to have seen it. I haven't driven it yet.
I know electrics are very punchy from the get-go, but
it's a different drive.
Yeah.
If you're a petrol head, I don't even like diesels, so now I must adapt to an electric car, but it is different. I mean, it's the way the world's going.
The thing is that we all have to evolve. I mean, from childbirth to this kind, we've always been evolving, changing,
and adapting. Yeah.
So, I mean,
so it's going to be interesting.
The good thing is that I remember watching a video where Jay Leno said that electric cars will do for current breed of cars what the current breed of cars did for the classic cars back then. Yeah. So these current breed of cars will become classics to own. Yeah. So if you're watching this video and you're thinking of, you know, making an investment like those people who now have a Ferrari GT 250 and all that, you can buy one of these, store it in your garage, and 50 or 25 years down the line, you could be rich.
My prediction: XKRS GT.
Okay.
Project 7 F-Type V8, 5-liter supercharged.
Okay.
You can get those, get your hands on those. I really believe that.
Take it from him. He's the Jag guy. So, Mr. Wesley,
thank you so much.
Thank you
Hope you enjoyed it.
I did. I even wish I could go again. It was just lovely. But this is just
like I said, when you're in South Africa, come through to the business center, the brand center. We'll take you in more cars. We've got F-Types there. We'll have I-Pace there. We've got F-Paces. We've got everything. So come check it out.
I'll definitely put it in my calendar. So y'all watch out for that. Watch out for that. All right. So the Red Line Freak together on the Wesley. We're out of here. See ya.
Thank you guys.
Okay, so I didn't see that coming, and I'm just blown away with these cars. I mean, they are SUVs, but they pull and they accelerate and handle. Okay, I didn't really test the handling, but from the driver's seats, they feel very capable, like, to handle anything. And from the way Mr. Wesley was speaking, the way he was speaking, definitely they are capable, you know, speaking about driftings and all that. So they are very capable. But for me, the one to have is this right here. Yeah, that's the one to have. The F-Pace, especially with the V6 supercharging, it's just sweet. You should definitely get that one. And without much ado, we just have to end the year. Thanks a lot to Alliance Motors for putting this event together. I'm really grateful. I really appreciate it. And as usual, if you are new to this channel, like if you enjoyed this video, like, share with your friends, let it go bounce off the internet. Leave a comment and subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think. Which one would you have? Which specification? Just go onto their social media handles and blow them away with comments. I mean, these are fantastic cars, and the next time they have an event like this, y'all should definitely come out and try them. Definitely, you should. So without much ado, I'm out. The Red Line Freak. Peace out. Until next time. Bye. See ya.